A few news stories for you. Firstly, Sudanese Sudanese Army Chief, Head of Sovereignty Council, Abdul Fattah al-Burhan is all praise for Israel. He says Israel is helping Sudanese security forces. Secondly, viewers, no more movement of Ethiopian diaspora is threatening to be back in action. A statement has been released by this movement against alleged US aggression against Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. Thirdly, viewers, a drone strike is being reported on Tigray-Afar border. Tigray-backed news sources say at least 8 civilians have been killed. Where did this drone strike happen? What was the target? Is it linked to TDF's ongoing offensive on Afar? And lastly, viewers, in the previous video clip, I showed you a video which is being shared by some Tigray-backed news sources. The video shows Tigray civilians in the custody of Eritrean forces. Tigray-backed news sources say it's a new video, and the video shows that civilians are being rounded up by Eritrean forces in Tigray, and the lives of civilians are in danger. Now, the video has been geolocated. Where is this video from? The video is not from Humra, Volkait, or Sagade. It's from another place. We'll show you the place on the map. Then we'll try to analyze what does this geolocation means. Does it mean that Eritrean forces are still deep in Tigray, or the video is an old one? We'll try to analyze this geolocated video. Firstly, viewers, Sudan is all praise for Israel. Sudanese General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan has appeared in an interview. He says Israel has helped Sudan a lot in intelligence sharing, and with the help of intelligence provided by Israeli intelligence agencies, Sudanese forces have managed to arrest several members of some banned terrorist outfits. Sudan and Israel normalized their ties in 2020. Four Arab countries, including Sudan, normalized ties with Israel with the mediation of the US. Since then, Sudan-Israel security cooperation is increasing. Al-Burhan complains in his interview that no political leaders of Sudan have visited Israel so far. Cooperation is mainly military cooperation, security cooperation, intelligence sharing cooperation. On the other hand, viewers, protesters who are continuing their protests, they accuse Israel of backing Sudanese military. The forces have reportedly so far killed around 70 plus protesters. US and some other countries are calling for calm, and they are threatening to impose sanctions on Sudanese military. Al-Burhan talked about likely US sanctions too. He rejected the sanctions. He said US was not receiving correct information from this country. That is why US was talking about imposing sanctions on Sudan. So we can sum up, viewers, that Sudanese generals are in agreement with Israel. Israel is helping Sudanese generals in providing intelligence and other information regarding security environment of the country. Secondly, there's no more movement of Ethiopian diaspora is threatening to be back in action. The movement was sidelined a few weeks ago when Ethiopia-US relations started improving. But once again, No More Movement has released a statement. It says it stands unified against Resolution 6600 and US aggression against Ethiopia, Somalia, and Eritrea. Well, the movement is threatening that it could start mobilizing Americans who are adherents of this movement. The movement is condemning 6600 resolution. What is this resolution? This week, Foreign Affairs Committee, US Foreign Affairs Committee passed this resolution. The resolution is calling for sanctions on all parties which are hindering negotiated solution to Ethiopia-Tigray conflict. The resolution calls for sanctions against those parties as well which are arming parties to Ethiopian conflict. So that is why the movement says it could start its mobilization once again. No More condemns US announcement of visa restrictions on Somalia. It condemns the mentioning of Eritrea by US government officials in resolution 6600. No More says that African Union's recent summit condemned unilateral sanctions by the EU, the US, and other big powers. That is why US lawmakers must correct their course. Basically, the movement is putting pressure upon US Congress, because this resolution, this bill is going to be tabled in US House in coming days. If US House approves this bill, then there could be sanctions on Ethiopia and Eritrea. So before that, No More Movement is trying to put pressure upon US lawmakers. In the previous video, I told you about that protests could resume in the US after this bill was passed. I told you that there could be a resumption of No More protests. So that is what No More Movement is hinting at, that it could start its mobilization in coming days. Thirdly, viewers, a drone strike is being reported on Tigray-Afar border, on Tigray side of the territory. Name of the place where it happened is Atsabi, Venberta. Region is Atsabi, town is Atsabi, Venberta. Tigray-backed news sources say that 8 civilians have been killed in this attack, several injured. You can see some pictures on your screen shared by Tigray-backed news sources from Atsabi, Venberta. This place is on Tigray-Afar border. The drone strike could be linked to ongoing fighting in Birhale and the Lol as well, because Birhale and the Lol are to the east of this place at Venberta, where this drone strike happened. We do know that fighting is still going on Birhale, the Lol fronts. Fighting has stopped on Abala, Arabati front, as Tigray External Affairs Bureau yesterday said in the statement that there was no fighting along Mekele-Samra Road. Mekele-Samra Road passes through Abala. It does not pass through Birhale and the Lol. So there is ongoing fighting near Birhale and the Lol. The drone strike could be linked to this fighting, but Tigray-backed news sources say that it was an attack on civilians. 8 civilians have been killed and several are injured. Lastly, viewers, in the previous video, I showed you a clip which is being shared by Tigray-backed news sources. They say that the clip shows dozens of innocent Tigrayans in the custody of Eritrean forces who are Eritrean soldiers are detaining, they're arresting civilians in Tigray, and the lives are still in danger. Now, those who shared this clip, they said it's from Tigray. Now, the clip has been geolocated. Now we are in a position to analyze this clip. Where is this clip from? Have a look at this map. You can see Axom, you can see Adwa. You can see Adwa Tambian Road, Adwa Abe Adi Road. The clip where Eritrean soldiers are seen detaining Tigrayans is from the road Adwa Tambian Road. And the place where the clip was recorded is close to a monastery. Inda Bagarima monastery is close to this place where this clip is from. Two experts have confirmed this geolocation. Now, what does this indicate? We have no information that Eritrean forces are so deep in Tigray that they are carrying out attacks. They are arresting civilians along the road, Adwa, Tambian Road. So either Eritrean forces are deep in Tigray, they keep on attacking Tigray near Adwa, or the clip is an old one. It's not a new clip. The clip was recorded several months ago, before June 2021, when fighting was going on in Tigray region of Ethiopia. Now, those who are sharing this clip, they must clarify, if this clip is a new one. We have not seen this clip before. This is the first time that we are seeing this clip. If this is a new clip, it means Eritrean forces are continuing their attacks deep into Tigray, close to Adwa, close to Axom. We have not seen any statement from Tigray government that Eritrean forces are so close to Adwa, or they are carrying out operations, activities along Adwa Tambian Road. So it's not clear. It seems that the clip is an old one, but let's see. We'll try to update you more about that. Thank you for watching.